Hi, and welcome to the Bible Tribe. Word of the Day. I'm Denise Pass with Seeing Deep Ministries, where we see deep in a shallow world and overcome the battles of the mind with the Word of God. A branch on its own cannot survive and begins to die, but a branch connected to the vine is alive. So it is with us. Jesus is the branch, the root of Jesse, and he is also the vine we are connected to. Reading today in the book of Zechariah 6 through 10, and the verse of the day is Zechariah 6 verse 12. Tell him this is what the Lord Almighty says. Here is the man whose name is the branch, and he will branch out from his place and build the temple of the Lord. Word of the day is branch. It is the Hebrew word makh. It means sprouting growth, future ruler, a righteous sprout. Title of a future king from the lineage of David. Zechariah is prophesying a vision of the future priest king whose name is the branch, Jesus Christ. The Enduring Word commentary states that it was unthinkable to crown a high priest because priests were never crowned as kings, and kings were never priests. 2 Chronicles 26 tells the tragic story of King Uzziah, who tried to function as a priest and was stricken with leprosy until the end of his life. Throughout the history of Israel, God commanded a separation between the religious and the civil leadership of Israel. But God was painting a picture of what his king would be like. Let's read about this with our verse of the day in a larger context, Zechariah 6 verses 9, 11 through 13. The word of the Lord came to me, Go the same day to the house of Josiah, son of Zephaniah, take the silver and gold, and make a crown, and set it on the head of the high priest, Joshua, son of Jozadak. Tell him this is what the Lord Almighty says. Here is the man whose name is the branch, and he will branch out from his place and build the temple of the Lord. It is he who will build the temple of the Lord, and he will be clothed with majesty and will sit and rule on his throne, and he will be a priest on this throne, and there will be harmony between the two. Jeremiah 23, 5 through 6 speaks of Jesus the branch. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is his name, whereby he shall be called, the Lord our righteousness. In the gospel, Jesus tells us that he is the vine, and we are the branches. He is the branch, a root of Jesse, and we are branches rooted in him. Isaiah 11:1 explains the branch more fully. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of its roots. The branch descends from the line of Jesse, the father of David. Jeremiah 23 verse 5 and 33:15 both refer to a branch of righteousness of Davidic lineage. And in Revelation 22:16, Jesus himself affirms, I am the root and the offspring of David. Branch is capitalized 6 times in the Old Testament. The Hebrew word used in 5 of them, samach, is fairly insignificant. It simply means sprout, growth, or branch. The remaining occurrences has the word netzer, meaning branch, shoot, sprout, or twig. We can see then that the literal meaning is metaphorical. GotQuestions.org states that Joshua was the high priest when the Jews returned from the Babylonian captivity to Jerusalem. This Joshua is different from the Joshua who served as Moses' second in command and who led the Israelites into the promised land after Moses' death. God used Joshua the high priest as a symbol of the future Messiah. Joshua the high priest foreshadowed the coming Messiah who would be both high priest, we find this in Hebrews 6:20, and king in Matthew 27:11. Jesus was the prophesied branch who brought the forgiveness of sins for all who would believe, and Joshua the high priest served as a symbol of this promised branch hundreds of years before the prophecy's fulfillment. The branches do not support the root, but the root supports the branches. Are you abiding in the branch? You cannot live this life well without Jesus. He gave you life. Why not do life with him? Go with God in his precious word, friends. Join us tomorrow in the book of Psalms.